Hello, everyone, and welcome to another interview on Human. Today, we'll be interviewing Tony Liotta, a drummist and percussionist who now tours internationally around the world. Today, we will be finding out more about who he is, his journey, and what has brought him to the point where he is now in life. He even has a piece of a school that's named after him, which I think is pretty cool. We'll bring him on as of right now and go forward from there.
Hey, hi, man.
Hey Tony, what's going on, man?
Ah,
How you
you
doing?
too. Soon. For a second, let me get this started here. Put my iPhone on. All right. It's okay this way?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, you're good. You're good to go. Number one, I wanted to say thank you for your patience. Thank you for taking your time out to actually come on board and share with us your journeys, your life story, your love and passion for music. Amazing. And the fact that you're in Germany, for those who will be watching this later, what time is it out there as of right now?
Well, now is 7 p.m. European time. So it's 1 o'clock in Chicago, I think, right? Should be around
No,
there.
it's 12 p.m. in
Okay.
Texas right now.
Yeah, you're in Texas. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you
Mhm. Yeah, it's no problem.
were. All right.
Um, what I wanted you to do is please introduce yourself to the audience for those who don't know
All right. But first of all, I want to thank you to invite me. All right. And
you. You're welcome.
yeah, and even and they would you bring the ups together. Yeah, well, I'm a drummer and percussion player, right? International percussion. I'm a professional. This is my job. Been doing now over 50 years, sort of 55 years. I started very early. Okay, so in case
Mm,
you got to count how old I am, I'm 62.
mm,
All right.
50 years.
Yeah. So it's a lot.
Mm,
Yeah, and now I live in Germany many years now. I used to live in New York. Then from New York, I moved to New Orleans. From New Orleans, now I'm near in Europe.
mm.
And yeah, to introduce myself, Troy, I need, it's I have a Bible behind me. I,
Oh, yes, I have scanned through that Bible. But
no,
today, though,
yeah, yeah,
huh? I have some more, I think, intimate questions, right? Some questions about you as the individual. We understand your accomplishments, but I love on human to find out what inspired that because we all go through things in life that inspires us to do great things at the end of it, no matter probably how long it takes, you know?
yeah.
So I wanted to start off by asking, where are you originally from? Where were you born and raised? I know that you moved to New Orleans a little bit later in life, but
Yeah.
is New York your birthplace?
No, no, I was born in Italy. I
Wow,
was born, yeah, I was born in Italy, in Turin, in a near from Milano, right? And I
interesting.
was, yeah, yeah, and then when my parents moved, I moved with them, right? They took me there. So I have a long journey of, uh, you know, so like I said, we moved to the States. First we moved to New York,
Okay.
right? And
I have a question about Italy
yeah,
because I feel like you're the second person who I interviewed from Italy. I've interviewed somebody in A Solo, Italy. I believe
yeah.
that's the name of it. I hope I'm saying it correct and not butchering it. Amazing interview. But what I wanted to ask was, do you remember much about your upbringing in Italy? How was that compared to your upbringing in New York?
Well, that's two different worlds, two different.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a small age when I moved to the States. Okay, so I really did not get too much from Italy as a small kid. So because I started to growing up when I was in New York, and so I'm getting now more because been traveling with my music,
Mm-hmm.
and when you're a small child, you see things. Sometimes they're very big when they're very small, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
I
so
like that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
so it was a journey. Well, I have to say something that I tell always my students, or when I do my workshop or seminars. It's always, everything that you get. and you in your journey, in your traveling from being a small kid and to growing up in our society, it's always something that you have to, because bringing up this to the music,
Hmm.
okay, that I do, because I was musician from the day I was born. Okay,
Interesting.
so I the soul and the energy that this music gives me, and it still gives me, like, God bless God that I can still do that, right? And brought me up to be a different person, because traveling traveling with the music and traveling with so many people that there were musicians. We're musicians, we're a little bit crazy than than
The average.
everybody else. We're freaky, and but I from a small child that I knew this was, because we are my family is growing up in a business of cooking, right? Actors, musicians, dancers, painters. So I was born in this pan of sauce that
Yes,
it was with so many
indeed.
icy things inside, right? So I my growing up was very, very fast. Let me tell you this: when I
Hmm.
was 10 years, I already was a professional drummer. You know, so,
Interesting.
yeah, and because I played in so many places. We started really with as I think I had I didn't have the bottle of milk in my eye. I had two sticks, and I was chewing on the sticks on my percussion, and uh, so the journey was incredible. It was incredible because, like I said, from child till now, I'm still a child. You know,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Because I have the joy and the pleasure to dedicate my time to the thing that I love. Okay, and this is the passion of music,
How
right?
do you preserve your inner child? I actually want to hone in on that because I think that's important. Not I understand why the inner child is there, but I also want to find out how. Because sometimes as we grow up, the world not
Change.
necessarily breaks us down, but it makes us like, oh, we have to fully embody adulthood and just do away with that inner child. So I think that's one question that definitely comes to mind as of right now.
Well, if telling you the truth, you know, um, I did not really growing up having friends that I was playing with the Nintendo or with the cars, or I was always in the music, and because my family had a lot of restaurants, and so I was always be having friends that they were 10, 15, 20 years older than me. Okay,
Mm,
so my childhood, yes, it was having maybe a car to play or a cogger but I was so intensive in the music, because
mm,
I knew that this was my life, right? So I grew up, and the older that I got in as child, I knew that this was what I wanted to do.
you do.
Okay, so my way, it wasn't like uh, when my father said, "Here's the key, and you can have it, and you can open every door," I said, "No, take you the key, and I open up my own door." Okay, so
Mm.
you understand what I'm trying to
Yes, I
say?
do.
All right,
Building your own path.
that's right. So I was always a child that I knew what was behind the wall. Okay, I was looking always on the tunnel with a light.
Mm,
I saw the light right away in me. Okay, and I said, okay, if this is what you want, then it's this what you have to do. You know, I I'm father from 5 kids. Okay, married almost 3 times, and
wow.
okay, and my oldest kid is 43, 44. Okay, so I had a lot of things in my life going. I was father very early. Okay,
Wow.
17, 18, something like that, if you calculate. Okay, right, and yes. So I have 4 grandchild. So I was pumped from from how can I explain it? It's from different planets, in my life, right? Right?
Mm,
teenager, from, yeah, I think I have to drink too. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem.
So my life was really, I really don't have to say it was bad, because I had a good life,
Right,
and
100%.
your good life, because I said, okay, now I'm a father, what am I have to do? So
Mm,
I have to, and I have to take care of the kids. But, I was married with the music, and I'm still married.
mm,
Even if I got a great family
ooh,
here, I'm married with the music. I don't do anything else. Wake up in the morning and play the drums and go
mm,
to concerts and that I play, do the workshops, do the seminars, because for me doing, and, I'm a music therapist too. So, and what everything that I do, I learn in the conservatorium, I learn the kids, the elementary school.
mm,
I have my
mm.
school, drum school, and I'm the director for music, MMI, Modern Music Institute for Germany and Denmark. So, I'm like octopus. I touch everything that I can, because it's things that I love to do. So
Mhm.
for me, what a lot of people say, you're a drummer. I say, no, I'm not. I'm a musician, first of all. Okay, I'm a musician. And second, for me, it's the music that does everything.
Mm,
I'm a top, and it guides me to go there where I want. Okay,
mhm,
and there are drummers up there that they are fantastic, but they only drum. So in the moment, if something falls down, they fall down. But I was running
mm.
business, too, to take care. So, I grew up in this. I grown up to
Interesting.
be fast and duty. You know what I mean? Really tough, and all the rest was always history for me. So what I did yesterday, it was something new today that I learned from yesterday. And never. Yeah,
I have
please.
another question.
Yeah.
Um, what are some traditions you still follow that you grew up with in your family structure?
The mentality that I have, okay, it's not, I don't feel only American, I feel
Mm,
international. Okay. So, because
interesting.
growing up in Europe, growing up in the States, I was growing up in New York, I was growing up in New Orleans, in many other countries. Because as musician, there is maybe not only the thing that the musician, well, let me change here my microphone thing, just a
Yeah,
second.
no problem.
And then I knew that this is going to happen when I'm talking to you. But
Not so problem.
so,
I have a microphone attached to mine too right now.
I don't have this.
I get it.
So now, there. And so, I lost the line now.
Yeah,
Uh,
no problem. I'll repeat the question.
Everything is
It's
sorry, because I have stuff.
what are some traditions you still follow that
Okay.
you grew up with in your family
All
structure?
right.
Yes,
So,
sir.
I have an Italian family. All right. So, you know the way the Italians are.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's
All right.
funny.
And it is a part of me that I love. Then I have the American mentality that, when we do things, we do it. Okay.
Interesting.
All right. So the Italian family is always a family.
All
Okay.
together.
Part of that, because I love the way they are to the children. I love the way they are to people. They're very kind. Okay.
Mm,
They have, the hospitality that Italian has is a very big worldwide. If they invite you at home, they do not invite you for a cup of coffee. You have a table full of food that is waiting up for you. And
mm,
this inside of me, because my parents were all this way. They were kind. They were, always nice to every people. Even in New York, or even New Orleans, we always had this. So I brought this up with me. It grew up with me.
hospitality.
That's right. That's right. All right. So, and even when I was in the States and working there and high school and, and I always was, like when the other guys were doing this, I said, come on, let me put you in arm. What the hell with you? What's going on? Let me slap you one in the face and move your ass. So,
Yeah.
I always was open, and I'm still today. Today is worse. What I say and what I think, I do it. And
Mm,
I'm very direct in my life. Okay? So, and somebody loves it. Maybe the other one not too much, because when you start to be direct, the people, and you tell them that maybe you don't like that, nobody likes you anymore because they cannot accept
mm,
things that they are true. All right. And I learned in my life, in the mentality of my family, what is always was good, Troy, is that you have to learn to say, oh, I'm sorry, Troy, I did something wrong. I'm sorry, my friend. Right. I did this all my life. So if I did something wrong, I said, hey, I did something wrong. Sorry. To say sorry, it doesn't mean that you don't have no pants on. I don't want to say the other word.
I
Right?
got you. I
You know
got
what I
it.
mean?
I got
So,
it.
right? So it means that I like the man that he comes in my face and says, Tony, I say,
Got
okay,
it.
right? I say, okay, I respect this man. Thank you. What did I do? And the community and not the community, the whole world, mess around with this because, oh, if what should I say, Troy? I'm sorry, because you need to say to the guy sorry because you build shit. So say sorry to him, yeah. And they don't respect this, right? For me,
Mm,
it's respect and love is one of those first thing that I friendship, right? So all this came up to my life, and to be a musician, you're a little bit different. You see things different because you see the things, you know, you're composing, right?
mm,
You're writing,
mm.
you painting, right? And this is the way I see the life. It's not black and white, okay? Right? It's not black and white. There are so much colors in there. All right. So this is my journey in my life. This is my journey in my music, and I have a lot of experience in my back because I grew up. Even if I grew up with this mentality, I was always alone because I was musician. So you go off tour, you lose the
Mm,
family, and you do this and you lose that. So and it was my choice, Troy, to
mm.
to have this. Okay. And so talking about my mentality, what I brought, and this mentality got me tough and got me very strong on believing
Interesting.
what you're doing, what I'm doing, right? Because I believe in myself. I couldn't be now
Yeah.
in the position that I am now if I did not follow my dream.
A quick question. Do you think the sacrifices you made, being a musician, because you said you went on the road and you lost things, right? You might have lost out on family.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that you lost out on. I was curious, uh, what does that look like? What does that feel like, to make a decision and watch as the, not the reaction necessarily, but watch as the result of your choices comes out and plays out.
Everybody makes choices in his life, right?
Indeed.
Indeed. And you never know if you make a choice if this is good or not. Okay. But to the love to the music that I have and the aspiration and the music music did to me changed my life, in many points and many reasons. And so when I decided to be a musician and I already had family, for me was clear that
Mm,
that's gonna happen. Okay. So this choice, it wasn't easy, but I said, if I do this, I will not regret it, because this is the point. Do things that you not regret, because if you do things and then you regret it, then you're coming back and you go back to what you were, and maybe you don't like it. This is my opinion. Okay. So I was always very bright with my thinking. I said, I want to be a musician. If I'm a musician, I have to pay this. You know, I mean, this, I have this road I have to take. And like I say, I was already born and I knew that I was, you know, I had the key from the music and I want to open this door. I didn't want to open a door that I get every day. I do my 8 hours a day. I stample the card and then I go home, I put my feet and drink my beer. This was not my life. Or, you know, every Saturday and Sunday you take your kids out, and this is not even my life. I said, when I do this and I have this is this life of marriage and this life of me have to go with me together. You take me or you leave me. Okay, right?
Mm.
So and but of course, you know, and I had to fight a little bit. You know, I had to like here, you know, up down my throat, right? I said, okay, yeah, it's true. And you know, I'm a very honest man. You know,
You.
I'm very honest. I'm nothing too high. You know,
I love it. He said a goof. I like that. Good sound effect, Tony. Go ahead.
and
Continue, man.
so yeah, I knew that you know I'm leaving the woman with 2 kids. All right, I said, yeah,
Mm.
but you know, I cannot do anything else. I need the music. You know, I never drink in my life. If I drink one beer, I'm drunk 35 years. If
Mhm.
I only drink one glass of wine when I eat, and cola and water, and that's it. So, and I never took drugs. So my drug was my life. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Mm.
I'm still stoned now from the music that I do, but in a positive way, you know, because for me, music is life. It's an attitude. Okay, it brings you so far if you do this intelligent. You know, you have to be an intelligent musician, intelligent businessman in this, especially today. Okay, so all this, you know, I'm here. I'm not regretting nothing, not even what I did yesterday, nothing at all. Okay, I say, okay, this brought me a lot of weight in my shoulder, a lot of weight. I look like Schwarzenegger.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
You have to be really tough, and you know, and respond what hits you in the back, right? And say, okay, you know, if I have to be a boxer, I have to punch good, and I have to get the punch from the other guy on the other side, and I have to, you know, be a good, you know, I have to be, you know, I have to be tough. Or again,
You have to be tough.
you have to be tough there. Okay, so I did that. I did this, my dear friend, you know, and so I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all because I couldn't be here now and talking to you. If I regret this, you know, I couldn't even play the drums. I would be, I don't know, I would be doing pizzas. I don't even know. I don't know because my life, a lot of people, or a lot, I think, everyone asks me, what do you do as work? I say, I'm a musician. No. I'm asking what you really do. I said, I'm a musician. You earn your money with music all my life. Okay,
Wow.
right? But music is not a work. You know, it's not a job. And then there where, you know, I look like a soul Dracula thing, you know, my teacher like this. I said, listen, I've been doing this all my life. I'm a teacher. I'm a prof in the university. I work. I'm here. I'm there, you know. So what is this?
Mm.
What do you do for work? I work in a company and I do this. See, and I'm a musician and I do this. So what is, you know, for me, it's a job like everybody else. Only that I could laugh every day, you know, because I see different people every day, new faces. Or when I see them once a week, you know, I give this power and this energy to these students or whatever I do.
Mm.
So they come back and say, well, you know, I tried this. It's great. You know, I never thought that I could do that. But you have to move your ass. Okay.
I wanted to ask you another question. What encouraged you to choose your own path in life instead of walking behind your father, who you says has the keys? You know, you could have had many doors open that way, but you chose to be like, I'm going to establish my own presence in the world.
Yeah.
So what led to that, and how was that? Yeah, tell us about that experience. I'm curious.
How it was, know, born in an Italian family, it wasn't easy. Okay, it wasn't easy to get out of there and say, uh, I want to do that. But I love to cook. Okay, I'm a fantastic cook because all my family, my daddy was incredible cook. Even he was a dancer. Okay, and he painted. So so I had everything inside of me. Okay, and I had a restaurant with him too. But I said no. I couldn't do that. Maybe today, you know, I could open maybe a small restaurant. It's called La Bella Music. You know what I mean?
Still leading back to the music. That's funny. Go ahead.
But uh, uh, in the time, it was hard because my daddy wanted to have me there in his side, right? And I left early, really early, the house. Okay, so I was independent when I telling you the truth. When I was 10 years old, I was a man that he was already 30 years old. Okay, because I knew, and I'm telling you the truth. The, I'm here now and telling you, I knew that I will be famous, that I'd be one of the great drummers, and because I had the power in. I couldn't say even now that I'm talking to you, when I think, I have to move. So in the time I was younger, hey man, I was a power guy. So all this, went through to the time from where I was with my family to the time I really become independent, right? And
Mm,
so it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy journey. Okay, I had some good time with my parents. I had some really bad time with my parents. I had some really bad time with my parents, and I had some really bad time with my parents. Okay, so it's not everything that it was like butter. You put a nice pancake and you put the butter in the syrup and this wow, and you start to eat it. No, it wasn't this way. And
mm,
um, I had a lot of pain. I had a lot of laugh, and my parents are both dead. Okay, so God bless them both. They're now many years dead, and I miss them. Okay, but being a child already is a growing up man. It really did not move me that I have no parents now, and now I'm finished. You know what I mean? It gives me more power to say, okay,
mm.
now because I said one thing: along you have your parents, you still feel like a child. My experience, okay. The moment they were gone, you're alone because the love that can give you your mother and your father, your own family, cannot give no one, no friend, no one. If you have a good family, okay, if you
Mm,
have someone that you really, they are the only one that they really can give you the love that you need. Putting a point there because I have a lot of cases in my music therapy that the parents they are assholes, okay, to the kids.
interesting.
Okay, right. So this is another point. So as a parent, I know there are two spots of a good family, bad family with the kids. Okay,
Mm,
because they did not have a good father and mother, the dad and the mother from this kid. Okay, I have to say I had a good dad, a good mother, but I couldn't go along with the mentality of holding you. Okay, right. So to get out of there, I had to show really my power,
independence.
my
Independence.
yes, my independence. So
Mm,
through this theme here, we can go on 10 hours because it was a journey that it was incredible in goodness and in badness. Okay, but
mm.
still, I'm still smiling, and and when I think back,
Mhm.
it doesn't hurt. I said okay, it was an experience that I think everybody should have. Maybe not, right? Uh, yeah, it was a journey, my friend. It was a big journey.
When you were departing, what was the toughest part about letting your family go to become who you are today?
Was you know, I'm a family guy. I love friends. I love my family. And I love the family that I have home. Okay, so and this hurt me a little bit because my family was like it was a party every day. We had home 5 to 15 people daily.
Mm,
Okay, I was born with this, and I said, okay, this is nice. Everybody was friendly. When you come in, they name you in the arm and they kiss you. When they go out just to smoke a cigarette, they come back, they name you, they took you again in the arm. So you know what I mean. And
mhm.
so this I'm I lost that. Okay, so what I did with my life, I said, if this I want to keep this. I want to keep this nice things that I've been through in the past, right? So I kept this inside me. This was the only thing that that I could keep because I'm open art. I'm very open. And other thing I really don't miss. Where you say, I don't because I'm always in circles where I've been loved. Okay, in
Mhm.
circles where I give the love and they give me the love back. Okay, and the circle is very, very short. It's not a big circle because you cannot have too many people in the circle. Okay,
Mm,
understand me?
I understand you perfectly. Yes,
So
indeed.
you can have the circle and you can have it and you can handle it, and everybody can handle your stuff. I can handle the stuff from the. I can help them. They can help me. And like I said, I'm so bright in worldwide playing, and so I have every place where I go, I have a circle where I can. But you cannot put this all together because it's it's gonna be like having Mars and Pluto coming together. you know?
Talk about a Big
Yeah,
Bang.
talk
Get
about
you.
Big Bang. That's right. That's right. Excuse me.
Um,
Yeah.
I wanted to jump more into your craft because I definitely see that you embody music like entirely, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about New Orleans. I think
Oh,
that yeah, I wanted to hear like was that a turning point for you when it came to music? What was the soul and culture like that you were introduced to out there in New Orleans? What was that experience like for those who don't know?
if you know, New York is if you made it there, you made it everywhere. You make it there, you make it anywhere. All right, Frank Sinatra used to
It's
say
true.
that. All right, and it was my first record when I was a small child. Because I love Frank Sinatra. Yes, and I was hearing this
Gotcha.
music at 3, 4, 5 years old. Okay, I wasn't hearing, what shit it was pop thing. Sometimes it breaks my heart. I was hearing music. Okay, all right, and so they get me as culture of being business. New York, you have to be tough there. Okay,
Yes.
you have to really be tough because it's a tough city, and I smell I have under my nose still the smell from New York. And and then when I moved to New Orleans, and I was on the Bonneville High School, then I went to the Tulane University. It was a journey of happiness because all my friends, 80%, they were all black people, right?
Hmm.
They took me there because, they said, man, you groove like, can I say the word without any offense? You look like a fucking nigger, man. you groove like, and I say, I am a nigger. I am, because this is what I felt. Because even in New York, we had colors of people. It wasn't, you only have with Italian stuff and the American and whatever American is there. All right.
Very dynamic.
Yes, that's right.
Ooh.
And all my musicians, were all black musicians, right? Even today, 50 or 60%, they're all black musicians that they work with me, and I work with them. So, when going to New Orleans, hey, come on, it was like godness for me, right? In every corner. I used to live in Baton Rouge, okay, one of the places in New Orleans, okay. But when I just went to New Orleans, in any place, I don't even have to say no name. There was 3, 4 musicians playing each corner that I just said, wow. Maybe they couldn't even buy the bread, you know what I mean? But they were incredible musicians. So I got, for me, like looking at them, I was sucking the blood out of them. I was like, yeah, wow. I got more hungry to do music, because a lot of people, what happens, that a lot of people go to see a movie. Oh my God, look, James Dean, the way he drives. I cannot drive the car. I will never drive the car. I used to see drummers when I was in small age. I was running home in my cellar and I was playing. It's like, I want to reach that. You know what I mean? It was the other way around, So for me, it was New Orleans opened up my ears, my eyes, and my heart. Right? Because just looked at that, and the shrimps and the crabs and this beautiful food, and the culture that has New Orleans. There's not really in many states in the U.S. because it's a Creole thing, it's American Indian, you got everything going on there, and so there were two different things, New York, but I have to say something. I have the experience from New York that I could have made it there, okay? Because there was stuff. I remember when I was playing in a big hall in Baltimore High School. I don't know, many 5,000 people and incredible drummers, incredible guitar player, because everybody plays there. But I had the guts to sit there and have the first chair, okay, and play for these people, and and the family that we were as musicians, as drummers, as guitar players. And so they're not really, they are international the way they think, but they still have some European touch because, the English colony was there, and, the French Quarter, and many nationality, right? So it was more than New York, even if New York is bigger than New Orleans, right? Because if you go on the Fifth Avenue and you look there, you go crazy. I mean, people that go back and forth, right? In New Orleans, it was different. You hear the music, you hear the horses, you hear the baguettes playing in the street, you hear the beautiful pans of food, and so it was another journey in my life. Okay, I opened many other things that I can use today in my spaghetti when I eat. You know what I mean? I
the special sauce.
Yeah, with the special sauce, the piano, I cook with the garlic, you know what I mean, and all the, and it's so beautiful, so beautiful.
As you speak right now, another question that I wanted to ask. I was going to save it for later on, but I wanted to follow up because of the soul, the embodiment of the soul, and what you spoke about. Um, what defines the soul of music, in your opinion?
The soul of music. That's a good question. I never.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Nobody asked me this. You know, I think you have to have the blues in you. Everybody opens up and says, I play the blues. The blues is something that and I'm coming to the soul, okay, that you have to feel it, because the blues is pain. The blues is hard work. The blues is something that you lose, something that you lost, people that have died, people that they are hunger, people that have no money. That's just the blues. And then you can start to play the blues. So it's a soul in you that you can understand what that makes you feel. It's the feel. It's the feeling of the mother nature that gives you to understand the persons, the music that you do, the soul that you have for somebody else. So you could put in many lines of points or discussions. Okay, I have the soul that I can be tough. I have the soul that I can go through many things without hurting anyone. Okay, I have the soul that I'm a musician. I have this. So the soul for me is, it's what I have here. This is the soul. But I have to have first the blues to get the right soul. This is my opinion. Because if you don't have your there, there's a lot of kids, respect them all, love them all, that they've been growing up with the key from the Cadillac, from the key from the Rolls Royce, 3 big doors of open up anything that you want to open up. You cannot get the blues musically. You cannot get, because the soul, like I said, and the blues, they're both together. That is for me. Maybe somebody else has another opinion, but I respect them too. Okay, but the soul for me, especially when you play the music, soul funk, right? Pop soul, that okay, pop with soul. Okay, it's another way of life, another way, the attitude to play this. But be a musician. You have to have the soul. You have to have understanding many particular things in your life. Okay, and it's not only the drum that makes you a musician. It's to have the soul, to have the blues that makes you a musician. To understand things, to understand other musicians, to understand you and me when we're talking about cars, or talking about a beautiful lady, or talking about, I don't know, I say anything, a basketball. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's everything in the soul of the person, right? The soul is something that, you have it or you don't have. Right, my bro? Right? Because everybody says, oh, I have the soul. I said, come on, come down, my brother. Come down. You don't even you know what I mean? All right.
That was funny. I'm sorry. I had to enjoy that laugh. Come on, my bro. That's cool.
You know, even when I play my drums or my percussion, even if I play a shaker, I put my soul in there. I put my my ghost that is inside of me, that is telling me, hey, listen, shake it, man, shake it. I cannot shake it like this. Is this a soul for you? I don't know. It's not a soul. This is like, it's worse than speaking Italian when they're doing this. You know what I mean? So no, man, the soul is movement. The soul is something, brightness that God gave you. That's it. People, they have it. Be born with that. People that can learn it. I teach this. Okay, and but there too, it's a long way to stand and the pressure of getting this, and because if you don't love yourself, you cannot love. I cannot love you, or I cannot love anybody else if you don't love yourself. I love myself. I like myself. When I look in the mirror, I say, I like Tony. You know what I mean? If you don't have that, how can you love the one that is next to you? Okay, you cannot do that. It's bullshit. It's really bullshit. I have to respect myself to respect you. And this I do in music. I do in my daily time. I do it when I teach, you know. when somebody comes and says, Mr. Liotta, I say, Tony. I don't need Liotta or Doctor Professor Freaky Fooly. I know. Call me Tony. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it. This is me. You take me the way I am. You have to respect the way I am because I respect the way you are. But because I respect myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I really can see my failures in my life that I did. Okay?
Mm.
I have respect for that. I say, okay, you went through that. It did not work. You made it work. So it's good. So
Mm.
you have to respect that. Right? And I have to see if I like myself or not. You know what I mean? So if I don't like myself, God, you know, we could go around the circle here. I mean, how can I love you? How can I have somebody on my side that friends? I have to love. You know, everybody understand wrong the word love, from my opinion.
Mm.
Everybody understand. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. Woo, hey, I love you. What the hell are you saying? You love me? What? Why do you love me? You don't know me. Oh, but I like your face. Yes, I like your face too. But you know the word love, what it means? Did you ever love
Mm.
yourself? No. I said, how can you love somebody else? Right? And if everybody in this hell of the world that we have in the moment and all the problems that we have, some of that could be used to say, you know, I love myself, but I love Troy and I love Cindy and I love Carl and I love this. But with sympathy and soul, because the soul says how much I love you. The blues says how much I care for you.
Mm.
And if you had a background like really a blues guy has, you know, and then it touches your soul, and then you could say, okay, look him every morning in the mirror, say, Tony, you did a good job. You look good today. So let's go, right? And I'm always positive in my doing. Okay, I'm not a guy.
Mm.
Oh my God, today I cannot do this. Of course you can. You only have to do it. If you don't do it, you never know if you did or not. Right. So it's a circle. Right.
Wow.
And there's a lot of people say you're crazy, and I said, you want to talk about being really crazy? What it means? You know, it's a question mark, right? So, who is crazy? Who is not crazy? Okay.
Mm.
And this is in the music because you know the music opens up feelings. It opens up feels. You know, if you hear everyday heavy metal and thrash metal, you after 3 days you go to the clinic and you look like you're dead, right? Okay. If
Ooh, I like where you're going with this. Go ahead, continue.
so, if you hear jazz, class, pop music, some experimental music, world music, it opens up your soul back to the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, and you sit there. If you do heavy metal, you stay like this. If you do, you know, it's like an harmony. The whole world should be an harmony, right? Because
Mm.
music is harmony. It opens up things, feelings. It goes, you know, I therapy with music, gongs, and singing balls and chimes. Okay, and I see the people. Wow, you know, I say, oh man, I'm in another world. I say, yeah. Stop hearing this sort of a music. Listen to this. I'm not saying that this music is bad. I said, try this one. And I'm one, and if I come on your place and I never eat anything of your food, I try first. I cannot say, hey man, this fucking food, I don't like it. You know, I say, right? I try everything. Sometimes it looks so bad and it's delicious.
Mm.
Okay, and try the one who tries. And this is what I did always in my life. So you know what I mean? The circles that I'm talking. I I never said no. No, it doesn't exist really in my life. I say, okay, let's see what we can do. right? Let's
Mm.
see what we can do. How can we do that? How can I play this song? How can I do this? How can I, you know,
I do want to say one thing while there's a space
and
here.
please,
um,
I don't want
I love what you said. I didn't want to interrupt you at all. I loved listening to you, and you go through different. You knocked out like 4 or 5 of my questions in like one
oh
streak.
man, that.
No, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But I wanted to say something about music in a whole, like in a general, right? Because I used to make music. I used to make scores, and I used to also be a lyricist, right? A lot of people don't know this. It's not about me though, right now. Moving forward, though. Um, I was exposed to different genres of music. I love scores for movies. If there was one genre that I hold very high, it's scores. I love scores. Um, when it comes to exposing people to new music, right, and opening them up to a different genre that they've never heard before, the immense like wow that I've seen is amazing. I mean, I just wanted to piggyback off of that piece that you just said because I thought that was so amazing. I go through that in my daily life with the younger generation. And then when it comes to judging music, right, I told people there's 2 ways that it happens. When I most of the music I judge on the grand spectrum, right? Of music, everything I've ever heard across the board, and I've listened to a lot of music. But then there's also judging music within its perspective category, like its genre of music. And I think I run into that complication from time to time with the younger generation because I grew up to a different type of music. Let's put it that way. I grew up in hip hop. Okay, hip hop
I'm,
and oldies like the Temptations,
yeah,
the Stylistics, a couple of other old school bands that I do know off the top of my head. Charles Bradley, I believe, was another guy.
right.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I could kind of continue going on and on, but I'm not because, like I said before, this is your interview. But I just wanted to input that about the judgment of music. And I think another thing that I wanted to ask too, while you were talking, a question that dawned on me was, and this ties into the soul. So you are expert at reading music as much as you are at going off your intuition. Which one do you enjoy more? Playing off the intuition of music like a jazz musician, right? Or do you enjoy reading the music? And which one do you think is more prominent? Or do you think they both equal out depending on the person's skills that they built in the two perspective differences?
Well, born in improvising. Okay.
Hmm.
Because I guess my family, my dad and my mother improvised on the night that I was born. So can I say this in TV? No, I cannot say this in TV, right?
No, you good. You good. Oh man, that was good.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. And I think they're both very important in the music business. Okay. I love to improvise. I love that because it makes I'm a free person. So, and I love to improvise. But working in this business, you have to read. Okay. You have to learn how to read. You have to live with the charts. So you have somebody that, I have many calls where we don't even have to rehearsal. We have the charts and we play, right?
Mm,
Okay. And if couldn't read notes, I would not get the job. They think
mm,
I would get the job because going back to improvise, I have elephant ears. Okay. So
mhm,
I hear every accord, every harmony, every change that the band does if we have to have a jam session. Okay. So you have to be prepared for everything. And like I said, having I started when I was 3 years old to play the drums. Okay. So, I did not do anything else in my life than do that all my life. So
mm,
you have an experience that is incredible. Okay. And on the time when somebody put charts in my note stander, I couldn't read, and they thought I was reading. Okay, yes, yes, okay, because I was listening to the music. I wasn't listening a good drummer I was, a good I can play for this band. I was listening as musician. Okay,
mm.
you understand me, right?
Yes, I do.
Uh, so listen as musician, you hear different as when you hear just as drummer. Okay. So then this was my attitude from the beginning for my life, to listen. When you talk, I have to listen before I can answer you.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't listen to you, how the hell am I answer you?
Mm.
Right? So this is in the music.
But I think just to piggyback off what you're saying again, the different types of listening, right? I think that's not even spoken about. So the reason what makes me a great interviewer, just little tidbit behind the scenes, I do have questions over here, but I didn't ask those questions, right? I picked up on what you're saying and then I build new questions in the moment as you're going, right? Because I'm listening with intent.
That's
And I,
right.
and I think that's what you've done is you've mastered the art, especially as a musician at a young age, to listen with intent, but then you learned, I feel like, how to play the notes. If I'm wrong, please correct.
No, not, you're not wrong. Like I said, life is an improvise. Okay, you have to improvise, to stay alive. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so
This is true.
yeah, like I said, I write books. I know. I think you know that. I just wrote a book. It's called Walkabout, and it's a great instrument. It looks like a cajon, but it's built like a guitar, but it's played with notes and everything. So, and today I'm happy that I can read because
Mm.
I couldn't open up my school without any reading. Okay, right? And I don't know if you know, my school now is 48 years old now. 48 years old, my school. Okay, and to keep this on, so I was very young when I open up, because I said I want to give my soul, my mentality of playing for that. When I die, you can say, look, this was the student from Tony Liotta. Look, he plays incredible. Okay, so
Mm.
right, to learn both at the same time. Okay, and it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot to be comfortable, because everything that I knew, Troy, that I learned from this and from this, I brought it up in the notes. A small thing. If you have I used to play in orchestras, right?
Hmm.
In symphony orchestra too, and you have soma partitura. It looks like you open up 3 meters and 3 miles, all the notes, right? And you count 47, 269, ping. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And 69, and the conductor doing this, and I played maybe for a 2 hour show, 3 notes. Okay, but you have to count them all. You have to
Wow.
be in timing. You have to follow the lead sheet. Okay, so made me a better musician, right? It made me really a better musician that I was. And I already was a good one. Okay,
Mm.
so both things are very important. So for all the musician, the new generation of drummers that there, you should read, you should use your ears, improvise, don't be stiff there, and you just look at these notes, and then it sounds like you forget where the soul is and where the toilet is, because you take a pee in your pants because you don't move. You know what I mean? And there's so many
Stuck.
people that are incredible musicians, but they're stiff. They forget that music is this. You have to move. I'm
Right.
talking to you, think music. Okay, so it's always an improvise, and it comes from my journey, because I was a guy that improvised all the time, right? So improvise was my first love, and
Mm.
still doing it now. I write some notes, even when I go out now with my band from the new record, right? And from Visions, I I did my lead sheets, okay? But it's only in case we change anything to memorize that because I have 2.5 hour show. Okay, but that's
Mm,
it. That's it. I don't even look. I look the first notation and the tempo, and that's it. And then we go. Because it's inside.
mm.
Voila. That's it. This is the secret.
Wow. I wanted to ask, um, wow, you've covered so many questions too. Um,
But well, you want me to keep my mouth shut?
oh no,
You
no, no, of course not. No, 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 no. This is great. What is your favorite genre of music and why?
well, I come from jazz.
Okay.
I come from jazz. Then I moved to Latin. Then I discovered soul, funk, blues, second line New Orleans,
Mm,
and that's it. And I was sticking to that and put them all in one pot and cook the sauce.
mm,
And when I cooked the sauce, it became Tony. It became a serious argument. Okay, because you have to build a character. As drummer, you have to play everything. I don't have, if you call me today, say, Tony, you have to play polka and valser the whole night. I play for you polka and valser the whole night. Okay?
wow.
Say, Tony, you have to tribute this band. I tribute the band. Okay? If you said you have to be you, then I'm I, because I can do all that. So I built a character. I built a sympathy from everything that I do. I don't say, I even play metal, heavy metal. I don't play like, but my students, I have 50% are heavy metal students because they said your technique is incredible. If I use, they have speed that I do this way. I say, oh my God, you're so fast. I cannot even see your hand and your feet. But they get hurt. So I learned them the dynamic. I learned them. I have a good technique with my double pedal, and a lot of independent because I play Latin. I could play clave with one foot, and I play a hard time with another hand, and the other hand maybe plays another rhythm. So polyrhythmic,
Mm,
right? So, but I built the sound because if you hear me, and you know the way I play, and you have your eyes closed and say, "This is Tony. This is Mr. Liotta that is playing the drums," and I made it.
mm.
I have a singer like Zorro, you know. Only I don't use the mask. Okay. All right. And that's it. So it's not really a mystery. It's only that for me, it's like I said before, it's an attitude, right? Music is not. It's my life. So I have to
Mm.
have a character. So when you see me playing. When you see me talking, you know, I'm playing music.
Yes, sir.
That's the way I play. Okay.
Mm,
And I have things. I do 1 4 4, boom, and then a trrr, and ting tank, and then I play a 7, and then I play a mambo. And so when I play, I play. I have a discussion. I have rhythm. I have
mm,
soul.
mm.
I have the groove. They call me the groove pig. Okay. Yeah,
Mm.
I have a lot of drummers, a lot of them say, oh, the groove pig comes. Man, when he comes, he grooves like hell. Okay, that's it. They know it. Okay, and I'm a first take drummer. I didn't give this to myself. The media, the newspapers, the drum magazine give me this name, the first take drummer, because
Interesting.
some picture they came in studio, and when I was playing, it was always the first take that for the record. Okay, that I did, or if I did for other musicians that I was working for, and it was the first take. Even if I did 3, 4, 5 for them, it was always the first take that they took. So I have
Mm.
the first take drummer. Okay, so and the rest is history. It's I'm there. Okay, and somebody not. You got the people that love you, you got the people that hate you. Why is this way? Like, why can I do this? Well, this is your problem. If you cannot
Mm.
do this, believe in yourself. Well, we could go through this, and you have to have faith and hope,
Yes, you do.
right?
Yes, you do. I want to ask you, in your international travels, what was the most memorizing place that you've been to in the world?
New Orleans,
Huh?
New Orleans.
Okay.
Well, New Orleans, because uh, even New York, I have to say even New York, because I played many good places in New York. New Orleans brought, I was in France. A beautiful thing. Maybe because it has a little bit from New Orleans, you know, even if the French guy, they don't like us too much. Okay. But I don't want to go through that. All right. And Italy, Italy. But Italy, many years ago, so 40 years ago, Italy was
Mm.
a country that it was, I thought, I gotta move there. I think I want to die there, you know? Today,
Interesting.
I don't, because everything changed. Well, you know, it changed even in the States. It changed worldwide,
Yeah.
everywhere, right? So I don't know yet where I really could say about, you know, things that remind me some beautiful things. Normally, if I say the truth, traveling is always beautiful because you see new stuff, you new stages, you smell the stink from the stage, that from the sweat from everybody. If there's a small stage or is a big stage, right?
Mm.
And so all the journey. If I have to be honest with me, I think it was all over the place because I've been worldwide almost. It was about New Orleans and New York. I think those are the two where, you know, where I, you know, I was there. The audience was like blowing my head up. You know, that they wanted to have me there. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Waiting for me. And a couple of weeks ago, I played in Blue Notes here in Germany, right? And it was the same thing, you know, because the people that go there, you know, they go for the music, they go for you, and they go for the music. And the audience,
Mm.
when you already come on stage, the club is on cooking. You know what I mean? It cook.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's cooking. Then when I did the first showcase for my album, Tony Liotta
Mhm.
Vision, came out, you know, I was in a sold out hall, right? And when we came on stage, the people, it was a standing ovation. You know, it's crazy. You know, there are
Mm.
sometimes gigs that people start like this. I called jazz police. You know, the note. I said, okay, on the first bar, you did not play the two notes, two dots notes. Okay, it's not a good drummer. Oh, the guitar player. You know what I mean? They go there to criticize your music. But even if the band is Emerson, Lake and Palmer or a Miles Davis, okay,
Mm.
you know, so they should stay home. I'm sorry if anybody would be offended. They should stay home and just hear the record, but don't go to, you know, to the to
Concert.
to a concert where you know this, you know, that we sweat to be there. You know, we give our soul to be there, and you pay to see us, and we give you everything that we can. Okay,
Mm.
but you don't go there for to criticize a band. Okay, and there's a lot here in Germany. Okay, and
Mhm.
and in Italy. I have to say this. I had this too. But then, you know, after that, you know, they blow their head because they say, why? You know, there's 1,000 people and 999 one person. Oh, no, right. You know, right. I have to say this is not working. You know, but anyway.
Mm. I wanted to sit here and also ask, what made you decide to move to Germany and just,
Oh,
kind of stay there? Because I've never been to Germany. I've heard great things about Germany, but yeah, you're actually physically there now, so I'm curious about
okay.
that.
Let's go back 47 years. So long. I'm here now. 48.
Wow,
My family, my father, my mother, they moved, and they moved here. That's it.
that's crazy. Interesting.
And because I didn't want to come here to Germany, you know, I was in paradise in New Orleans, right? And but I was 17, okay. And for the love of my family, I left everything there. And this was one thing that made me really sad, really sad. But I say, okay, I love my mom, you know, my sisters, my brothers. I'm a family guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a thing that made me change my character and my philosophy of, because I never, I left something that I wanted to have because I was already, you know, uh, I had an image there that it was incredible as a musician and as a person. Okay. So I moved to Italy and we were there not even 6 months. And then my dad said, let's go to Germany because I can open up their restaurant. And I came here to even for, but then, okay, then I said, okay, I was going crazy here. Okay. The first 7 years, I didn't speak one word of German, only English. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I kept myself. I said, I don't want to have, then came my first kid, with my first wife, then I married her because I had the kid, this incredible story that was like, I could write a Bible. So, that's the only point. But then I said, okay, man, I'm leaving. So I went back to the States, then I went back and back and forth, and then, and. Okay, so I had it's a lot of blues in the middle of that. Okay,
Mm.
what we were talking. This
Earlier, yeah. Yes.
then having then I start to have success here. Everybody was calling me, and a lot of people wanted to be teach from me because I have the American. I'm talking about from the 76, 78, I had the American technique, rudiments, and all that because I was in the high school. I was playing snare drums in the corps. So, all the stuff, that I had behind my back because I did a lot. We need 4 days if I have to tell you everything that I've really done in my life. Okay. So, and then I all the newspaper came down, and then I got booked from musicians that they already had big names. Then I went back to the state. Then I went there. Then the way you're a good drummer, you're a good guy, they book you, right?
Mm.
And I knew that because man, I was playing in the States with some names when I was 10 years old. Okay,
Correct.
so right, and so and it was tough, very very tough for me to uh, uh, to leave always these places,
Mm.
right? So it was, and then it came the family, and I said, okay, man, I cannot, I don't want to leave anything. I cannot leave the things that I love. I love my family, I love my kids, but if this doesn't work, you cannot put yourself in fire, then you're burned, and you can do
Mm.
nothing else. Okay, so I left everything. I left everything, and the moment that I left everything.
We got cut off, but we're getting ready to bring Tony back on. Give me just 1 second.
Here we go.
There we go.
Hey,
So,
I man.
yeah, so we got cut off at the point where you was telling me how you went over to Germany and how when your career started lifting off, you started to get booked because you were a good drummer. Do you want to pick up there? Would you like to like start, you know, kind of new? I just wanted to kind of follow the flow of the previous interview, and I was like, let me go ahead and actually let us move forward. I did want to speak about something with you concerning your school.
Yeah.
Um, I remember us discussing this last time, or actually not last time, excuse me, but when we had that breaking moment, and now I'm bringing you back on. Um, please explain to us how does number one a person get a school named after them, and two, What is it like when it comes to, dealing with students and the influence and impact that you can leave on the younger generation?
Well, okay, to build a school is, I have to be new inside of you, because I always, when I start to play the drums, I always thought, okay, play the drums. I'm a drummer, I'm a percussion player, I'm a musician.
Hmm.
But a lot of people, well, let me let me go back this many years ago. It started really because people were asking me when they came to my concerts, right? And they came to see me. They asked me, "Do you give drum lessons?" And they already asked me when I was very young, okay, very young. And so this kept always in my mind, right? And then, learning the drums, learning the percussion, learning to be a musician, gave me, I opened up,
Many doors.
yeah, I opened up this flair, this to say, okay. Then, I was always with the stick in my hands, and banging all over the places, and everything that I see, even if I see something like this, is, I let it ring.
Mm.
you know. So this is the way it started. So I said in my mind, okay, if I'm good enough to be a teacher, and I'm good at pedagogy, I said, okay, this is what I should do too, right?
Mm.
So this is the way it started. So I started to give that a little bit lessons, and then that, and then I saw that, because I'm a good reader, I write, and my technique is good. I learn from great people, and I'm learning every day, even
Mm.
today, right? So this developed my skills, right? And I say, okay, but better than give lessons and play every day when you don't have concerts, right? When you don't play with your band, uh, what could I do better than that? Than sit every day on the drum and give my skills to the students. And
Mm.
this is the way it started. I started really early, really early. Okay,
Mm.
and then, I got called for workshops, seminars, and the people were asking me, okay, you have a school where you know, I said, yeah, of course. I didn't have one, so of course I have one. So I started to call a drum school, and then there were so many drum schools. I said, okay, I have to be individual with my school because it's me, right? So I put Tony Liotta Drumschool, and this is now 48 years.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, and so then this is the way it started. Okay, and it keeps on going, and I love to teach. Okay, then I start to teach in conservatorium, then I start to teach in many other music schools, right?
Mm.
And
Wow.
then, I become uh, 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 with the Modern Music Institute, right? I'm the director for Germany and Denmark, MMI, so it's worldwide.
Mm.
Okay, and so, we have really, and this is the way I open up. Okay, and the rest is history. Okay, this is the way it started. Okay, and I love it very much, Troy, because I have contact every day with my students. Not only the students, but even the parents, and they're interested. Because to
Mm.
be a to 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 pronounce teacher, you have to earn it. Okay, because there are many many drummers outside there. They are great drummers, right? But to teach, it's another world, completely another world, right? Because you have to be kind, you have to know from what you talk, and you have to be an open book. Okay,
Mm.
people come and ask you uh, what it means heavy metal, what it means pop, what it means jazz, what it means punk, hard rock, jazz, Latin, soul, funky. And there's a lot of questions that you have to answer. So if you're not native with this stuff. You know, you can. It's the same if you go to the butcher and you say, well, you know, I need some rice, say, and they explain to you, or you go to the painter and say, okay, I have to paint the house, but you know, I want to have this, or what any other kind of work that you have. You have to have knowledge to do that, right?
Yes, you do.
Right. So
100%.
it's by music and drumming and teaching is the same thing. But like I said, to be a teacher, you have to be a good pedagogue, because sometimes you have kids, you have people, they are coming to you that they, you know, they express themselves, they want to talk to you. You have to explain them things, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they ask you, okay, I don't understand, you cannot say, you don't understand, you're not a good drummer. No, then you have to be patient and
Mm-hmm.
explain. You know, sometimes I play a groove 45 minutes, right? And then after 45 minutes, they got it. But if you're not able to teach 45 minutes a groove, then you should keep this away from you. Okay, because the drummer, and they pay you, okay, that you learn them and that you teach
Interesting.
them, right? So you have to have this patience, and you know, so all the stick, look at your body, you know, your nerves, and you know, all that. It's you know, a world of drumming and teaching is it's a beautiful thing if you know, take care of the human person. And then you have to be, right, you have to be even of this guy, or it's a woman or a girl or a kid, that doesn't matter. I say a student in complete form, right? So
Mm-hmm.
then you know, you see, I see, okay, if he walks right, if he has the groove. You know, sometimes, you know, they think this is the groove, but this is for me when you're in Bayern, in Munich, and you drink the beer. You know what I mean? That's the story. No, you know, you know, this is the groove. You know, this is the groove. Okay, so I teach them that, and they feel better. So you have to have this passion to explain them. Okay,
Mm.
show the knowledge, and then show what you can. And you know, they say to me, Tony, can you play with me this groove? I say, of course you can. I say, no, I'm the teacher. I don't play the you have to play. That's bullshit. You have to go with that. What do? You get a drive license and you say, you know, drive. I mean, first you have to have the key. You have to
Right.
open the door, right? So, and you know, you have to tell this is the gear, you know, this is the gas pedal, this is the brake. You know, you have to tell them all that. Okay, I tried to bring this very simple. Okay, that everybody may understand me.
Over the course of several years, what would you say has been the most effective teaching method that you probably have come up with? Even if you don't want to get into like the inner workings, but just give us like an overview of one that you think is very effective. Like, an example of what I'm asking is like, I know storytelling is effective. Like throughout the years, people have been taught through stories from time and time again. So I just wanted to ask that to you. What is an effective teaching method that you think works?
Well, you know, it's not that I have a special method,
Mm,
because every student is individual. Okay, so when if I see you and you're coming up, you know, and I already see the way you walk, where I have to go with you. All right,
mm,
looking in your eyes, looking in the way you move, I'll say, okay, I have to go with him this way. Okay, and then the way you talk, the way you express yourself when you speak to me, right? And I'm a guy that I like to hear, you know, before, if you talk to me, I hear you, right? So I hear
mm-hmm.
you, and so I could give you a good answer. If I talk, when you talk, it's no conversation. Okay, so right, this, a lot of people do that. You know, they talk when the other talks, and then they will say, "Oh, that, but I told you." No, you never told me. You don't hear me when I talk to you. So you know what I mean. So it's logic,
Yes.
uh, that you do that. So I take every student individual, Troy, and while I have a lot of methods, okay, I am an open book. because these questions I get asked by many interview, because you have a book, right? You have a lot of books. I have 400 books about music, drumming, and okay, and I got it all here. But what is here, what I read, is not what I can present to the students, because you have to be technical. You have to have no. You have to learn them to read. And so many capitals in this in the surrounding from the 45 minutes that you got with the guy or with the girl, with the students, let's say this way. So you cannot really, say, I use this book. If they cannot, it's not true. Like I said, I go individual. I see there's guys that they don't want to even see the book. They don't want to even write notes. They say, I hear it and I play it, right? But they're not always talent people that they can hear and play it, because first you have to know the technique. All right. So yeah. So if I have someone that is really principal beginner, so I have to teach him all that first. So I cannot go. Of course, we have rudiments, we have technical. This is the basics, right? The normal basic. You have to have them. Okay. But like I said, I go individual, and then I see if I can really bring him to play the notes, to read, to hear the song, to be a musician, and whatever. When I work with a professional guy, I concerned that they have to have the whole knowledge that the teacher has. Because when I teach MMI people, they get diplomas, they get a certificate, or when I'm in conservatorium, then I give them, the diplomas that they are teachers. They have to be not only good drummer, they have to be teaching the drum, right? So it's a progress that it's we can talk hours about that. Okay, but just to do it short and that everybody understand me, like I said, if you come there, I talk to you, I said, okay, where you want to go with your drum? It's just for fun. It's even telling you the truth, I teach always professionally. It's not for me. I'll say, okay, this guy is I try to get the basic form that you have to play the drums. You don't start, if you go to the gym, you don't start with 450 pounds and pick up 450 pounds, right? So you just start with pounds. It start to get, your muscle grows, and this is the same thing. But I go individual, and then I know where I can go forward with that. I hope this answers. Yeah.
It does. It does. What does what is that feeling that you get when you see someone that you've taught over the span of years overcome certain like hurdles or certain shortcomings that they had, and then they finally graduate? What does that feeling feel like for you as a teacher?
It's great. It's a great feeling. Today, when I look backward, I see so many good drummers that I taught, that they are playing great bands and they record CD, they're professionals, they teach. So I left something there that when I'm not there, they can keep on going, right? Like I write books, I do my CDs and I do a lot of videos. So when I'm not there, there is this there. No, you know what I mean? There's something that they can go on with that. But it's something really, something nice, and it catches me in my heart, and I get, see when I see one of my drummers, when I go to see the concerts, and I got people here that they are over 20, 25 years that I'm teaching them, and I try to kick their asses out of the door. Say go. They go around the park place, and they knock back on my door. Here I am. I'm back. And because they don't want to go, and drumming keeps on going. So it's not that you say, okay, now we got 30 books and you graduate and you finish with music. No, it's in every instrument, vocals, you learn every day, right?
Mm,
Guitar, bass, no matter what. So, and there's people that that they're up there and they were from that I teach. First thing, they're good. They are good humans because I
mm,
make my people, they're good humans. I tell them not to be nosy. They have to be nice people to the other people. It's very important because I know our world of musicians is always a problem that say I'm better than anybody else. I'm the best. They're in the level where I am and where my colleagues are. We only difference. It's only different. It's not that it's better or I'm better or he's better. We are different in different styles, in different way. And
mm,
what makes really the nice about the musician is that you have to stay human. You have to stay person. You know, uh, I have a lot of trophy in my house for my music, but I'm still sitting here and I have my feet on the ground. Okay,
mm,
and what I teach my students. So when I see them up there on stage, it's great. It's great because I get tears. I have to say it's true. I'm very sentimental, man. You know, and it's nice to see, and especially when I have small kids. They are 6. I started with 3 years old. I take them when they're already 3 years old. Yes, because I learned when I was 3 years old.
mm,
So I say, if I could do it, somebody else can do it. It's only a thing that you have to do it. Okay,
mm.
and um,
Wow.
so and you get these kids, they're fresh in mind, and we have fun and we laugh and we hug each other, and because it's true, it's it's not only for the job and the money. It's because uh, I love this job. Okay, so and I love all my students that they come and they know. I have students that they came up to me, oh, please don't touch me. I said, I touch you. I have to touch you because it's drums and I have to hold on to your stick and I have to put your back straight and your neck. So, I have to touch you,
Interesting.
even the guitar player have to sometimes, put the finger in the piano player, So it's a
Mm,
teacher to have contact with his students, right? A lot of people, a lot of students, they don't have this contact at home, not even with a family, right? So they, you know what I mean? So,
mm.
and you play an instrument that you have to, I sometimes said, hey, keep up your head up there, and your shoulders going down, all right, and you're sitting like you're ducking, all right. So
Like
they
you're
do that, and first you give me the hand, and themselves they come and they hug me. So we have a family, right?
mm,
So I taught them this. So when I go back to see them on stage, and they see me, and I see them, it's so much power and energy and love in this, and blessing. And I give them always blessing that they hope they keep on doing this the rest of their lives because I've been doing
mm.
this.
Wow. Graduation day, man.
Yeah,
I know it has to be full of emotions, a lot of empathy there for the person in their journey. Um, I think another direction that I want to go in before starting to head towards the end is how was it like working with a wide variety of people, right? And who stood out to you, I think, the most in terms of all the people you worked with? Because you've worked with a numerous, I mean,
yeah, a lot.
the resume is extremely long. Let's put
Yeah,
it that
yeah.
way.
I have a toilet paper of the journey. You can roll it, like, well, this is it's very easy. Each of the people that I worked with brought me where I am today. If it was good or it was bad, it brought me where I am. And I have to say thank you to all of them you know, because they give me the good experience, the bad experience, the knowledge. They give me the possibilities. They believed in me, right? They still do a lot. I have incredible musicians that we are, especially the ones that they are now in my records, and you know, it's, you know, I have people in there. They are gods. When I was a small kid, I was thinking one of these days maybe I get to play with these guys, and I did. Okay,
Mm,
today I'm there where I am. So going back to what you like to know is that, you know, there is not really one special that I could say, okay, this is the one. I had a lot of mentors, and I still do. Okay, because I think that everybody should have a mentor or more mentors, you know, to realize
mm,
the music. Because like you remember last time I was talking, music is an attitude, is a way of life. Okay,
mm,
people, you know, I had one that stayed, he died, John C. Marshall. Okay, a great guitar player, and he died when he was 70, many years ago. He was from Rita Franklin, the guitar player from Ray Charles, the music director from yeah, okay, and so we did one or two records together, and he was my mentor. Okay, and because we didn't really had to talk to each other. We only had to, we played the music, and everything was talking from themselves,
mm,
you know.
mm,
And then when he was here at my place, and we were talking about music, it was an harmony of talking about the whole world. Okay, because walking in this world, you know, to have a person in this side that it was for me God. Okay,
mm.
and he was a guitar player. I'm not talking about a drummer. I'm talking about a guitar player. Okay, so, and I had many of them, but it's one of those that was very special because it was like a family to me, right? It was the father, it was my grandpa. You know what I mean? It was
Mm.
my teacher, it was my mentor, it was my music colleague. When we were on stage, you know, we had this beautiful smile always, and you know, and when he came on stage, I can never forget his black suit and his white shirt, and coming out of here, and his beautiful black Gibson, you know, and he walked out to the stage. It was a stage ovation, and you were so proud of this man coming in your stage and you playing with him, right? And
Wow.
so, you know what I mean? This brought, and I had a lot of musicians that were this way, and I still have them. Okay, and people are in my record here, Tony Liotta Vision, Louis LaBlanche, that, you know, he's an American Indian guy. Okay, and it's
Mm,
just my, and he has a worldwide of experience, and he's now over 70. You know, and we have great, how the way we met, you know, is incredible. Okay, so this is things that, you know, that you bring by, you know, in your
wow.
life. Yeah.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. What advice would you have for someone that's coming up in the field of music? I don't want to necessarily say the music industry. I think that you definitely span past just the industry of it. I think you're in the wide field of it, you know, worldwide, at, you know, to say the least. What advice would you have for someone, drummer, guitarist, anybody who's picking up an instrument as of right now in this day and age?
Okay. Uh, a lot of this is cool. This is nice. Okay, let's hit the floor. Okay, today to be a musician is very difficult. It's difficult, but
Hmm.
I never lose the faith. So when I guitar player, bass player, any kind of musicians, I'm talking about everything. Okay, even if it's a triangle. Okay, if they believed of themselves, yes, it's very hard to play the triangle. Everybody says, "Oh, well, you know, I played in a classic orchestra, and I had to play after 250 bars, ticketing, ticketing. And I know how hard it is because you have to read 250 bars. Okay. Yeah. Before you go ticketing, ticketing. And then it's all the technique. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry about
Go ahead.
yeah.
It's
So
funny.
for the people that are coming up today and the young generation that's coming up today, between this crazy technique and industry, commercial music and everything. So if they really want to do music and they want really live with that, it's hard. But if you believe that you can do that, you should do it. I never, to my students too, I never said them, don't do this. Don't do this. Be a doctor, be I don't know, a businessman.
Mm.
Because if look at me, what am I doing? It's my job, right? It's
Yes,
my
it
job.
is.
It is, and I love it. And if I die and I come back, I will do the same thing. So, to the people that outside there, to the students, to the musicians, whatever. If you want to do it, do it. But then you have to do this really deep. Not because you want to show your plastic guitar and play for the girls. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And you be a singer to be a front man, so you could get every every chick that you got there. This is not the music. Of course, we are musicians. We are lovers. Okay, yeah, all right, okay, and but I play music. I play music for the soul. I play music for me. I play music for my audience. But to play really and learn it, you have to first learn it. You have to learn it, and you have to keep on doing it. And outside today is very easy, because at my time, I had to do everything for myself. You know, I
Mm.
I had to I had to escape from the house to go to the club and see, see all these great musicians. You know what I mean? Go down in the club in the cellars and come back at night and go in my cellar and say, "Oh, what did he do? What did he do?" I want to do that. Okay,
Mm.
today just put YouTube and you see 400,000 drummers, 400,000 guitar players. So the technique is advanced, right?
Mm.
It's not like you used to have a color TV, maybe. I started with black and white. Okay. Today, the kids from
Those are the
today
times.
with the iPhone. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah. Right?
easy.
So it's
Easy.
it's a world of it's such a big range of stuff that goes on there. But like I said, yes, if you want to do it, do it.
Mm.
If you have your family behind you that they really want to help you, then you should help these kids to do the music because it's just so beautiful. Okay, but they have to keep on because I slept under the bridge, and the next day I was in the big arena. Then I was in the club. Then I slept under the bridge with the car with the musicians. You know what I mean? And then I
Right.
had the best jazz club in the world. But this is music. But this made me to be today. And I loved it. I never had the problem to say, okay, no way. I cannot be a rock star. Hey, I was born rock star.
Right.
Okay, so if you do the music, you have to hit the floor. You have to have the patience. You have to have the love. You have pains. You don't have no money. You have money. You don't have no money. Money, money, no money. Okay, you cannot pay the rent, but you lose family. You lose that. But I'm here. So if you have this power, this energy, do it because it's still
Mm.
somewhere up there a place for everybody. This is my opinion. A lot of said, "Oh, no, no." It's very funny because people that they don't know me and they ask me, "What kind of job do you do?" Well, I'm a musician. No, no, I'm really. What kind of job do you do? I say, "I'm a musician." Yeah, but what do you do? Is this on your time, on your spare time? I said, "Hello, Mayday. Did you hear me? What I'm talking? I'm a musician."
Mm.
And then when are you a musician? I say, yeah, I'm a musician. And then when I tell that I'm a teacher, you're a teacher. Okay. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't understand between teaching music. For me, it's all one, right?
Mm.
So that's it. So, and for the general public, they should, you know, if you try it, do it. You got the guts, do it. Is this what you want? Do it.
Mm. Go for what you want in life,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
You only live once.
Right. If I, you know, if I want to be a doctor, I have to have 10 years of study before I start to cut somebody's heart. You know what I mean? Okay, and you have to go through all the shit that is there, you know, and all the mopping and everybody, I'm better, doctor. And it's in our line too, you know, everybody says, I'm better, you know, you cannot do this. Why you're in my country? Why do you take the job away from me? So you have to, you know, go around with that. But if your personality and you have a character, then you just go with that.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
from here and it comes out for the other year, I don't care, you know, because I know what I have and what I have done and what I will still do. Okay.
Mm.
Right. So for all guys up there, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do something, it doesn't matter in what. Just keep, if this is your light in the tunnel, then go up there and get it. You know, don't wait that it comes to you because it doesn't come. Okay.
Mm.
Right. It doesn't come to you. You
I
have to earn.
agree.
You have to earn it, especially in the music. Because today, you know, I see 15 years old drummers or a guitar player, incredible guys, man. I said, wow, oh, heavy, you know. But then, you know, they have to learn the life of the musician.
Mm.
So, and this is what I teach too. Yes, I not only teach the instrument, but I teach the way of life in the music business. Okay, and this keeps me alert. It keeps me young. It keeps me brilliant. It keeps me, you know, gives me power, energy, you know, and to
Mm.
be where I want to be. But because this is when I was a small kid, I always, if you remember, I told you last time, I always wanted to do this, you know.
Mm.
If
Yes.
you believe it or not, if your parents or whatever, they say, "Oh no, you cannot do that." If you want to do it, do it. Talk to your parents, make them believe that you want to do that. Be true. Tell them the truth, not tell them the fake. Okay, right? Yeah,
The
I hope
false truth.
help you with that. But you know, it's a lot of place there outside. Less with records, less with productions, but you could be always a good musician,
Mm.
and you could earn money with that. You could still earn money. Yeah. I don't believe that the older one that say, "Oh no, I have to cut. I'm not. I have to stop to be a musician because I cannot pay my rent." I say, I don't know why I've been paying my rent now 50 years.
Mm.
So, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah.
It's all about the work you're willing to put in.
That's right.
And before I close out, I wanted to ask you one last question. What does being human mean to you?
You, Nick,
Being human
human.
mean to you?
Oh, being human.
Yes,
Beautiful.
mean to you.
Yeah, human. I'll tell you, I come from a family that we are, you know, we have Italians of America. We are in Australia. The whole family is spared in the whole world. And we were taught to be kind, to help other people,
Mm.
to be strong with you, be strong with a life. And to do that, you know, you have to have the conscious and the humanity to be kind, helpful. Don't think always only on you, you know, think on other people. Think that when you have a dime, if somebody there needs, you could give them the half of it. If you can, you could give them the whole dime. And helpful, love, blessing, be kind, and not saying too much bullshit. What really, when I said, when the people says, yeah, I'm a great person, everybody's great. Well, you have to only try to, to put this greatness on the table and explain, because I feel I'm a human being that especially because I do music. So, okay, music helped me to be more human. You know what I mean? Help to see people different, in different ways, because music is pop, it's rock, it's jazz. It has a lot of faces, right? And the humanity, we have black, we have yellow, we have green. We have all different colors of humanity in this world that you have to work with them, you have to stay with them, you have to live with them. So if you're human inside of you, you have the soul, you have the blues, and you learn how to love the people, because and first you have to love yourself to love somebody else. So, and when you got this, and for you is clear, very clear, that when I'm talking to you, I'm poor like a glass of water, and I can help you the way you help me. So you're helping me and helping you. This is humanity. This is to be human. To feel the when you see people dying, people crying, people, I don't know, they don't have the people that are bed in the middle of the street with the dogs, and they don't have no money. There's when I walk downtown, I always have a small change in my pocket, because I know when I go there, or that I have to give something, because I'm human, because I think I could be there in this situation. Is anybody gonna help me? I don't think so, but I would. Okay, right? So what? This is me, and this is human for me, and we can go to this through many other facets, right? Because it's right. Yeah, hours, and I love to talk to you, okay? Because it's beautiful. I got a flea here that's walking down my, and and
Zooming across the screen.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. Well, whatever. So and so it's. I'm proud to be human. I'm proud to be human because I think I'm a nice guy. I think that I like to help people. I and uh, and I feel good. I feel good about it. It's not to show who I am. It's because it's inside of me. They are two different things. So I'm a human being. I've been brought up here in this world. I have to live here. I cannot change. I could go in another state, in another country, but I'm still under the sky like everybody else. Okay, so we have to try to get this, together. I breathe the same here that you breathe now there. Only maybe we are 6 hours earlier or later, but it doesn't matter. I breathe the way you breathe.
7.
Okay, right. Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was like, let me not say it out loud. Let me just hold up my fingers there. What I wanted to do, Tony, is thank you for your patience. Um,
It
Thank
was a
you
pleasure.
for giving me the opportunity to interview you. I know you're a busy man. There's been a lot of publicity as of late. And I also want you, before we close out the interview, to please tell people where they can find you, your music, what platforms you're on,
Yeah.
everything, please.
All right. So, they can find me TonyLiotta.com, Liotta, Liotta, Tony with Y. Tony, yeah, okay.
So,
TonyLiotta.com. Yeah, because sometimes, they call Liotto, Liotta, Liotini, Spaghettini, or whatever. Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you can find me there. You can find me in all YouTube, all the medias. Okay, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Okay, and my record now is out, so you can find me if you go to Spotify, to it's there. Yeah. Yes.
Nice.
So
Nice. Do you have any closing remarks, by the way, for the end of the interview?
closing remarks.
Yeah, anything. Like you could say anything. If
Well,
you
Eddie, first,
advice, how you felt.
yeah. First, I want to say thank you, Tori, that you have me in this great human world that you brought me in. All right, it's a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to be here. That uh, a lot of people is looking at it and hearing it, because this could be the future for many other things, because I'm following you and I see who's coming to your show, and it's always nice to hear people that express themselves in one way or the other way. Okay. And so bless them all. Yeah, so bless them all. What I like to say is, for all of us, it's a hard time in a moment in this world, right? So I think we should help us to be kind, to be nice to each other, to stick together, and not to criticize things that we don't have really the view and the point, to criticize things that we are not really allowed to criticize, and try to criticize first yourself before you criticize somebody else. Okay, and join the world of love and blessing, and because if we have more love in this world, it could be changed in seconds. But it's always fight, war. I want more, you want less. I want to be rich, I am richer. You rich only when you stay alive and you blessed, because money doesn't buy you happiness. Okay, doesn't. Because I could die tomorrow, and I could die with 3 billion. Would I bring them in my grave? So I'm sorry about that. So I think this is for me, is have you now as friend. It's beautiful. It's like winning 6 up lotto. Yeah, it's great. And you're having me, and I have maybe other people that now joined to hear, and I hope they could. This is the blessing that I sent to all of you, and I hope
Thank you.
it worked. Oh no, I thank you. I thank you.
That was beautifully said. Oh man. Wow. Well, Tony, thank you for your time once again. I will be in
Well,
contact with you.
yes,
For
please.
those who are watching, thank you for tuning in. This interview will be posted on YouTube
Great.
exclusively. Um, and yes, before we go, to piggyback off of what Tony said, we do need more love in this world. We do need more understanding, patience, grace, and compassion for one another at the very least. And Human, the platform that I'm, hosting and that I'm building, is with hopes that I bring people together just a little closer than what they are now. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for following me for those who have. And until next time. But before we go, as I usually say, please remember, despite it all, that we are all human. All right.
That's right.
Have a
Thank you.
good one,
You
Tony.
too.
Thank you.
And bless you.
And I bless you too. And I'll be in touch.
Yeah, be in touch. Do that. Take care, man. Bye bye. Bye.
Yes.